Hey friends in beauty, if you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams, so whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business.
Yes, so a few years ago, my younger sister, Aaliyah, lost all of her hair. Initially, she was diagnosed with dandruff. She had flaking, and it did look like dandruff. She had a lot of flaking in her scalp, but it was so excessive. And my mom said, this is not normal.
Yeah.
She was treated for dandruff, and then by the time she got the proper diagnosis of ringworm, all of her hair had fell out. And then my mom became really desperate and distraught over her hair. Took her to all types of specialists from New York to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and they did scalp analysis, and they said they didn't see any activity. They weren't sure that her hair was going to grow back, et cetera, et cetera. So my mom, she just became tired of waiting and desperate and did some research and whipped up a concoction, which is now a best-selling product, our scalp stimulator oil. And within a few weeks, my sister started to grow peach fuzz. And as her hair started to grow in, it was growing in thin. So my mom did some more research and said, okay, what can I do to thicken her hair? And that's how she came up with our hair elixir formula, which is Jamaican black castor oil based. And now my sister's hair is type 4 all the way down to her bum. So from day one, we've always been really keen on sharing our brand story. What is our why? Right. So what I found is that customers don't really care about what's in the product. Some of them really don't even care about ingredients. They want to know the why and then the results.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode, I have the pleasure of having Shaina Rainford in the Friends in Beauty guest chair. So Shaina is the founder and CEO of Bask and Lather. She left her career as a nurse practitioner to grow her brand and find a solution for those suffering with hair loss. Inspired by her sister's experience and recognizing the gaps in the healthcare system, Shaina is passionate about helping women, men, and children worldwide maintain healthy hair, even when all of their other options have been exhausted. And I'm really excited to talk to you about it. So welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Shaina.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I love this topic. Because as we know, hair is like such a source of confidence for people. So anytime somebody's providing a solution for that, I'm really excited to talk to them about it. But before we jump into it, we're going to start off with some icebreakers, just to get us warmed up. And so the Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you a little bit outside of what you do for your brand.
Okay.
So the first one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
I love food. Like
She's a
love
foodie.
more than normal. Um, 3 random facts about me.
That's always hard. Like, what do I want to tell them?
It is hard and it shouldn't be. Um, I was a teen mom. I'm 33 and I have a 16-year-old son.
Okay.
I was born and raised in the Bronx in New York.
Okay, that's good. I love it. I love it. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from, I guess, what you do professionally now?
Staying calm. I really have evolved and learned over the years to really not fret over things that are out of my control.
Girl, I had to learn that lesson. I think I learned that lesson probably during the pandemic. I had to learn how to take the reins off. I was holding on so tight to stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's not in my control. I literally try not to stress about it if I can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. When is the last time you did something for the first time? Have you had any like new experiences lately?
Yes, I did a whole lot of traveling over the summer. So I went to Africa for the first time for my honeymoon.
Nice. Where'd you go?
We went to Zanzibar and Kenya.
Oh, yes.
And then when we came back, we took our kids to Singapore and Tokyo. And then when we came back from there, my husband and I went to Barbados. And those were all of our first time going to all of those locations.
Oh my God. Can y'all adopt me? You have like room? Singapore. What?
Uh,
I need to be adopted by the Rainforest. Like, what's up? I love that. They are living the life. I love that for y'all. All those new experiences, new place. What was your favorite place you think that you went to?
oh my God, Africa. I cannot wait to go back. The food, the culture. It was just like everyone has to experience it in their lifetime. Like I can't even put words to it.
Yeah, I've been to Senegal and Ghana, but Kenya is on my list. I want to go to that Giraffe Manor place with the
We
giraffes.
went
Like,
there. We
I
did a
want to
day
do
pass
that.
there. Yeah. We
Yeah.
stayed, we did a day room and we stayed there for an entire day. They treated us like royalty. We had such a good time.
I love it. Okay, I have to go. Look at my mom. She wants to go to Kenya so bad. What is a current mini win or like a highlight for your year so far? Any milestone, like not bucket list, but things you're checking off your goal list?
I got married this year in July.
Uh-huh.
And then funny enough, August was I did all that traveling I told you about was the end of July and August, and I was like out of the office most of that time, and that was actually our highest revenue month to date.
Wow, look at that. When you weren't there.
Yep, exactly. I have a
Might
great
need to take more vacations. I love it. I love it. If you weren't the founder and CEO of Bask and Lather, is there anything else you could see yourself doing right now?
I love real estate. I also do a lot of real estate investing. So we have a few properties right now that are finishing renovations. Love real estate and also nursing. So I was a nurse practitioner before I founded Bask and Lather, and I truly love nursing. Always wanted to go into healthcare since I was a kid.
Yeah. How long were you a nurse practitioner?
I was a nurse practitioner for 3 years and an RN for 2.
Wow. Okay.
All righty. Well, that's the end of the icebreakers. That was fun. Okay. Like you've been to a lot of places I've never been before, and I just need to go. So you're inspiring me. I love it. I love it. So I saw that Bask and Lather has over 1 million customers worldwide now. That is incredible. When did y'all launch? When did y'all launch?
December 2020.
Okay, December 2020. So what do you think has contributed to like the growth of the brand so quickly?
I think that people, so from day one, we've always been really keen on sharing our brand story. Why did like what is our why?
Mhm.
Right. So like what I found is that customers don't really care about like what's in the product. Um, some of them really don't even care about ingredients. They want to know the why and then the results. So those are
Mhm.
the things that we kind of stick by, and those are our mainstays and really sharing with people, like, they get to, and then what happens is that as we acquire more customers, right, our customers are sharing their social proof, and people are seeing people that look just like them having the same issue they have and seeing these great results.
Yeah.
And a lot of our customers, we built a strong community of people who have a strong affinity to the brand because of our why and
Mm.
also the products and the results.
Yeah. So what was your why behind the brand?
Yes. So a few years ago, my younger sister, Aaliyah, lost all of her hair.
Mhm.
Initially, she was diagnosed with dandruff. She had flaking, and it did look like dandruff. She had a lot of flaking in her scalp, but it was so excessive. And my mom said, this is not normal.
Yeah.
She was treated for dandruff. And then by the time she got the proper diagnosis of ringworm, all of her hair had fell out. And then she took the antifungals for the ringworm, and that worsened the situation. She had a smooth, shiny, bald scalp, was going to school with a baseball cap. And
Yeah.
then my mom became really desperate and distraught over her hair. Took her to all types of specialists from New York to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and they did scalp analysis, and they said they didn't see any activity. They weren't sure that her hair was going to grow back, et cetera, et cetera. So my mom, she just became tired of waiting and desperate, and did some research and whipped up a concoction, which is
Okay.
now a best-selling product, our scalp stimulator oil. And within a few weeks, my sister started to grow peach fuzz. And as her hair started to grow in, it was growing in thin. So my mom did some more research and said, okay, what can I do to thicken her hair? And that's how she came up with our hair elixir formula, which is Jamaican black castor oil based. And now my sister's hair is type 4 all the way down to her bum. Um, and even we've even shared with our customers photos from before she lost her hair. She never had, like, she had average length hair, like she was
Oh,
in
wow.
kindergarten with pigtails up to the top of her ear.
Wow.
She never had long, a kid who you could say, oh, they're gonna have long hair, right?
Yeah.
So those are we shared those results and those photos. And then also during COVID, when I was working as a nurse practitioner, I became really, really sick with COVID. I was sick for about 2.5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I recovered. And then my hair started to shed and became really brittle, and was falling out in clumps.
Mm.
And I remember saying, like, God, thank you for letting me survive COVID, but what's going on with my hair, right?
Yeah.
I tried all of these different like treatments, like emergency and different things like that, and nothing was reverting my hair back to normal. I remember being embarrassed and like depressed and not really sharing it with anyone. And I was like, oh, wait, let me, use some of the oils that my mom makes.
Okay.
And I had her make me some, and I was using it consistently. And within weeks, my hair reverted back to normal, stopped shedding, the brittleness went away. And my hair was just growing back. And then at that time, I also decided to go natural because that's something
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to do. And I'm like, so much of my hair fell out.
Yeah.
I don't even have the big
Now's
chop.
the time. Like,
Yep, exactly. So that was in around the summer of 2020. And then fast forward to December of 2020. I remember telling my son, like, like if I went through this and I was embarrassed, I'm young and I lost hair and I was embarrassed and I was distraught. Imagine how many other people that look like me are
mm-hmm.
experiencing the same thing. And I said, we really need to share these products with people. So I started to share my before and after photos, and my sister's just on my personal Instagram to my stories.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? can I get some? Can I buy it from you? So we got these bottles from Amazon with no label, with the concoction whipped up in it. And I
Uh-huh.
went all over town, dropping off oils to people. Like I said, no label on the bottle. People
Right.
shopping me like left and right. And they really wanted it, and they started to see amazing results. And I said, we really, have to make this like something official, and spread the word across the world.
This is like an incredible story that just the solution to your sister's hair loss has turned into this mega brand.
Mhm.
Like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
So how old was your sister at the time?
She was 6. She should have been almost 6. I know she was like towards the end of kindergarten.
Dang, I'm just like, dang, mom got busy in the kitchen. She was like, this is not gonna happen to my baby. Like, do you being like a former nurse practitioner, do you see that often where people will come in and just be misdiagnosed and then they go down this rabbit hole of just trying to like the solution to their now problem is now not even working anymore?
Yeah, so I've been a ER nurse. I've been a medical surgical nurse. I've been in a GI nurse practitioner, and I've also worked some urgent care as a nurse practitioner. And you see it all the time. So there's even times, say, when a patient didn't get a diagnosis or is being treated for something else, say by one of the GI docs, and then me as a nurse practitioner who really looks at things holistically and also was afforded a little bit more time to sit and talk and really understand the patients. I've even diagnosed patients with some pretty serious GI conditions.
Yeah.
Um, just because I was like, let's do this full workup. Let's really, this is a person at the end of the day, right?
Right.
So nursing is the person, the whole mind, body, everything, how it's affecting your quality of life. And those are just things that I really carry with me. And
Yeah.
even myself now, even as a patient, right? You really have to advocate. You really have to advocate for yourself. And that's with anyone, even the best, providers in the world. You really need to be your own advocate and do your own research.
Yeah. So what do you think happens when the average person has exhausted all of the options that they know of to be, first, I guess because a lot of people put a lot of trust in the healthcare system. So if they exhausted all their options in the healthcare system, they may think that there's nothing else out there for me. Like there's nothing. This is just my fate.
I'm a huge advocate of one, doing your own research, going Quora, Reddit, TikTok is a huge search engine now. There are so many things that you can learn from the everyday people who have gone through it that you would never, even know. And I'll give you an example. When I had my son, I have what's called an incompetent cervix, right? So my cervix opens prematurely, way early in pregnancy.
Yeah. Somebody else just told me about that this weekend. Same
Yeah,
thing happened to her.
my 22-week anatomy scan, baby's perfectly healthy, but his amniotic sac is like bulging, right?
Yep.
And I remember them telling me, oh, it's too late for a cerclage. And mind you, I'm 17 at this time, right? Teen
Yep.
mom. Bed rest is not going to help at this point, et cetera, et cetera. I did a lot of research. Every other mom who went through this said bed rest helps if it's too late for a cerclage. I put myself on bed rest and carried my son to 35 weeks. He was born healthy, no NICU, 16-year-old healthy child today. And if I had not put myself on bed rest, my son would have probably not even be here today or suffer with severe disabilities, right?
Right. Right.
You really have to be your own advocate. When I go to doctor, I look through my own labs. I pick up prescriptions, right? For my kids. I'm double checking it. Like you always really have to just be your own advocate. Do your research. Everyone doesn't have to be a healthcare professional to be their own advocate. We
Right.
have the internet at our fingertips, right? Do your research.
Do your research. Oh, wow. So I want to go back to you posted on your story your results, got these bottles from Amazon, start driving around to people dropping it. Also, what happened after that? When did you all say, okay, we need to make this an official business, like legit, and like start selling commerce, all of those things?
So that was around November, between October and November. We say, really want to make this a business. So I got like my EIN number. I got a Shopify designer to design a website for me. I made my own product labels. We did all of the things and then set a launch date, which was December 18th, 2020. And while we were doing that process of becoming a legitimate business, we were, had made an Instagram business page, we were sharing the results. And then we launched and, we had successful sales right from the beginning. And the business just grew and grew so much that now from December to March, by March of 2021, the business in 1 month was replacing my entire year of salary as a nurse practitioner.
Wow, look at God.
Yeah.
Look at God. I was going to ask you, so I always be having questions like when people are talking and they're like, dang, that was a good question. So what is your mom's like role in the business now? Like, what does she
Yeah.
do?
So my mom's a teacher. She has Actually, this is her last school year before retirement. So it makes sense. She worked for 25 years for her pension and retirement. So it makes sense for her to leave, um,
Love
for
it.
her to leave her position. But my mom, we do content. We'll do, get my sister whenever she's out of school. We have photo shoots, we have content days where we're, getting her hair done, showing how to maintain
Yeah,
long hair, showing that it's possible to have long type 4 hair.
yeah,
Um, but that's pretty much it for the
yeah.
day. Mhm.
Do you think that if you didn't launch during the pandemic, you would have had the same success?
Um, that's a good question. I never really thought about that because things have changed so much since then.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed so much, and even the Instagram algorithm, right? We're like constantly fighting against the algorithm.
Yes, so
Back then,
annoying.
I could post anything and get it. I could post a pencil and get 1,000 likes. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I always um say like God, like I always let God lead me and guide me, and whatever is the decision that or whatever it is that he wants, I follow that pathway. So
Yeah,
I know everything's in his perfect timing.
absolutely. So when you all launched, did you launch with the first two products that your mom made, the
Yep.
elixir and
Mhm.
the scalp stimulator?
Yep. And then we
Okay.
made a beard oil and a beard oil and a beard magic because a lot of men were coming for the oils for their hair and then saying, "Oh, what can I use for my beard?" Um,
Y'all are helping the struggle beards out here. I love it.
yeah. And then we just continue to expand based on what customers were asking for.
Love that. Yeah, the men need help. Okay. I
Mhm.
cannot fade. I be telling people, I say I cannot fade a man with no facial hair. Like get something, do something to like something. Let's get something on your face, trying to look like a baby. Like, what do you think makes Bask and Lather different? Because at this point there are a lot of similar, I won't say they're the same, but like a lot of similar hair care brands out here that are helping people's hair grow using like natural methods and stuff like that. What makes you all different?
I think the true difference with Bask and Lather is one, our why, right? Why were we created this brand story? We just didn't decide one day, oh, I'm gonna start a business to make some extra money,
Yeah.
right? Like I had a successful career. I was very happy in my career. Um, that wasn't our why. And I have a true passion for what I'm doing, right? Like since I was a kid, like I remember being 5 or 6, reading Ben Carson's autobiography, right, for children. And I was like, oh, I wanted to be a surgeon and then a neurosurgeon. And then when I went advanced through school, I was like, oh, maybe a PA. And then I learned about nurse practitioners, and I just love the nursing and science aspect together.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I get a lot of gratitude because I'm helping people every single day, right? So I'm still very involved in every aspect of my business. I make sure our why, right, and our core is there, and we're really on a mission to help people globally.
Yeah.
So I always like. And then right now we have 2 bestsellers on TikTok. So we have the best-selling hair growth oil on TikTok. We have like 130,000 units sold. And then we also have the best-selling edge control with 240,000 units sold. Um, we have
Y'all are
Amazon
fire.
bestsellers. Yeah, so I really just there's lots of competition out there, and there's customers for everyone. I love to see all Black businesses thriving, but I really just believe that what God has for you is for you. So the people that need to know about Baskin Lather, He'll bring them.
Yes, I've been hearing about TikTok shop. I really need to get on TikTok, girl. I am not on TikTok.
I love
I
TikTok.
always tell people like anytime my phone storage gets full, TikTok is the first app to be deleted because I'm like, I don't be using it, but I really feel like I need
TikTok
to get on TikTok.
TikTok has the best algorithm, and in addition, like I plan date nights, vacations, research what vacuum I want to buy. Like
From
TikTok
TikTok.
is a huge search engine. You will find, so if you want to know how to get a stain out of a piece of clothing, like
Yeah,
a recipe to cook, like whatever it is,
everything.
you can find it on TikTok. We
Wow. So are you going live and selling
go
products?
live every day.
Got you.
My
You
social media.
personally?
No, my social media team. We have 4 people.
I love that because I was just talking to someone else last week and she was telling me about how brands are doing that. Like it's not necessarily the brand owner, but they have people that go live for them and they're selling the products. And it gives me like the modern day QVC type of vibe. Like that is so cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So who do you have on your team now
So
that you
I
joined?
have operations manager, an executive assistant, a marketing coordinator, warehouse manager, social media manager, a digital marketing engagement specialist, and 2 social media coordinators, plus a brand consultant.
I love it. I love it. For somebody that's starting off at the beginning, how would you advise them to determine who to hire first to grow their team?
So honestly, for me, so like, right, we kind of just hit the ground running, right? So we started in December and then the business just really grew exponentially from there. And I got friends and family. I remember we used to make products all week and then restock on Fridays. Orders would come in and we would sell out by Sunday. Sunday, my whole family and friends, everyone was at my house, living room full of people packing orders, right?
Yeah.
Even up until last year, it was pretty much just me, right? Managing all of my warehouse staff, managing all the operations and the logistics. And then
Mm-hmm.
I remember a friend of mine who owns she owns, you know how you do like paint and sip?
Uh-huh.
She has multiple locations in the city, right? She has a very successful business. And I'm like, this girl's always at home in her nice backyard, chilling by her pool midday with her laptop, like, and I remember her telling me like the best thing you can do for yourself is to hire people who are equally as smart, equally as capable and hardworking to really help you grow. Cause she said also, is not what gets you there is not always going to be what gets you there, right? You
Yeah,
need
to the
to go
next level.
further. And you really need to bring in people who are smart, determined, hardworking, and can bring new ideas and bring new things, and really who you can delegate things to get things done so much faster.
Yeah.
Um, so up until last year, November, right? It was just me doing everything. I was doing
Yeah.
our email and SMS marketing. I was doing every single thing.
Yeah.
And I did have an admin assistant, but that wasn't the level of support that I needed, right? So September of last year, we had a Labor Day sale, which far exceeded what I expected at
Uh-huh.
all. And we were going viral on TikTok at that time, so we had TikTok shop. Then we had started Amazon. We joined in August, so we had orders coming to Amazon. Then we had our Labor Day sale orders on our website,
Right.
and we were just completely swamped. Like
Right.
it literally took 3 weeks, almost the whole month of September, to fulfill all of our Labor Day sale orders.
Wow.
It was just, and I'm talking about working 7 days a week. Like it was a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I literally sat in my and then customers started DM, even though we had 10 business days for shipping. So the sale was like a 6-7 day sale. So within those 3 weeks, we actually did ship everyone's orders within 10 business days.
Okay.
But because customers are used to receiving things so quickly from us, right? Here come the DMs, the comments, where's my order, this, that.
Right.
And I remember just sitting in my conference room and I literally broke down crying because,
That's a
again,
lot of overwhelm
I'm
too.
I'm very involved in my business and I'm not a person too that just wants to collect your money and you're without your item, right?
Yeah.
And I made the decision I was getting a 3PL fulfillment center. Because I said I want to focus on growing the business and the things that are going to continue to expand our reach. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend my whole day managing a warehouse team, right? And
Yeah.
fulfilling orders. So my goal was before Black Friday to have a 3PL. So I flew out, visited 3PLs, got an amazing one. So our products, are shipped from a 400,000 square foot warehouse. Every order is shipped within 24 hours. Doesn't matter if
Yeah.
it's Black Friday, doesn't matter if it's today,
I know
shipped
that's
within
right.
24 hours. And they manage your stock to the T. That was another thing, is that because we were just grabbing things and in the go, we didn't really have a good way of managing our inventory.
Got you.
So that solved all of those problems. And then I hired an executive assistant and a my operations manager the week before Black Friday last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they have just been amazing. And up until this year, we've seen just continuous growth. They're very smart, they're very hardworking, they're also very passionate about Bask and Lather, and it just makes a world of difference.
That's why I'm trying to get to the point where I find people who are as passionate about my business as as I am. Like that's tough. Well, it's been tough.
My operations manager was with her previous company for 13 years, and she lives 6 minutes from the warehouse.
I love that. So everybody's like in person too, like
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah,
the
we're all
United States, not virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like with you
Yeah,
implementing those changes, you got to
take like 2 months off, like visit all of these countries and enjoy your family and do.
And to the point, I got sick of traveling. Like last week, I was supposed to be at Amazon Accelerate, fully paid for by them.
Uh-huh.
I just could not get on another plane. Like I was like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah. 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 I love that. When you were 17 and you got pregnant with your son, did you feel like you still had a chance, or did people make you feel like your life wasn't going to amount to?
I've always been like before I even had my son, I was like 16. I remember I used to sell things on eBay, buy things,
Okay.
sell and resell them. I was a straight A student. I always been a go-getter. With my son, I graduated high school as salutatorian.
I know
Um,
that's right.
with honors, I got 2 bachelor's degrees, my master's. So it just pushed me, right? When you have people that look up to you, you
Yeah.
gotta like there's no excuse, right?
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned that in your icebreakers that you were a teen mom because that's something that happens frequently, and I think it's good to see examples of women who have been successful despite, being a teen mom. Because I know at least back in the day, they used to make you feel like, oh, so you ain't gonna be able to do much with having that baby. But look at you, you've gone on to be very successful, multiple, degrees and a business that's thriving. So I think if there's a teen mom watching this, that they'll be very inspired by you to see, you've been able to do so much, and you're so young. I
Yeah.
love it. So it's still so much to do.
Uh-huh.
It's still so much to do. When you decided to leave your job and do this full time, like what was that? Were you really scared? Did you
No,
have a
I
plan to
wasn't.
leave?
So it's funny because I really, really loved being a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
Like I used to go to work early. I used to leave late. I remember one of the things I had identified working as a nurse practitioner was that a lot of patients, and I would just see it for, say someone came like with heartburn or something, right? Or excessive heartburn, any abdominal issues, right? You get abdominal ultrasound. I would see so many patients with fatty liver, and I remember being the first one to get a report back for a patient who actually has cirrhosis of the liver
Mm-hmm.
and no former liver history. And I remember saying, like, wow, how could we? And then I went back and looked at that patient, all of that patient's prior abdominal ultrasounds, and they all show fatty liver for over like 10, 13 years.
Right. And nobody
I
said,
remember saying, wow, like, and I never hear the providers talk to patients about the fatty liver, right? Reducing your carbohydrate intake, the weight loss that's really needed, and that this could progress to, cirrhosis of the liver, even if you don't drink, right?
right.
So I created this whole fatty liver program at work to the point where other associated hospitals and things came to hear me speak and wanted me to run the program at their facilities too. Um, just really passionate and really, really loved being a nurse practitioner. Then I remember my supervisor retired, and one of my nurse practitioner colleagues, right? They couldn't find anyone else to take my old supervisor's role, so they promoted her to supervisor. And I remember we were cool as colleagues. Like we used to go out after work, like the group of the nurse practitioners and everything. I remember it didn't sit right with my spirit when she got promoted. I just knew
Uh-huh.
something wasn't gonna be right. And sure enough, she used to like micromanage me. She wrote me up for just silly little things. Two silly little things. I'd never been written up before.
Yeah.
And I remember the second time she did it, I was like, I'm gonna quit. But before that, I remember before she even wrote me up the first time, I remember saying, I really should see if I could go part-time at work because I can't keep making all these products and doing, keeping up with the business and also working full time.
Yeah.
And I remember God telling me, go quit. And I was like, I can't. I'm like, I'm not quitting. I have kids, I have a mortgage, like, I have bills. My
Yeah.
job is my security. And then got my first write-up. Still like, oh, I'm gonna see if I go part-time. Boom, got my second write-up. Once I got that second write-up, I remember I was getting ready to close on an investment property in like a month. And I remember saying, once I get that closing date for that house, I'm planning my date that I'm quitting. So once I got
Mm-hmm.
the closing date, I planned used up all my I had like 8 days of PTO, used it up during the closing Memorial weekend. That day before I was scheduled to go back to work, I emailed them, I quit effective immediately.
Oh, no, that's right. Because go
Mhm.
play with somebody else.
Yep.
Stop writing her up. She'll be
Yep.
doing that but helping people. She's
Hmm.
probably jealous.
Yep.
That's crazy. Well, look at God again, because
And the business continued like literally skyrocketed once I was able to focus my full attention.
wow,
Mhm.
wow.
And I
So
wasn't
what is
scared.
So what is your desired, like what kind of role do you want to play in the business like going forward? Do you still want to be active or you want to be like at the pool, like at the lap with the laptop?
I'd probably be bored. I think that I'm at a point where I realize things can survive, day to day without me being at my desk 40 hours a week. So, things I'm trying to do now is to look at different areas of the business and how we can expand, right? Put more time and effort into research and development, also doing more real estate investing, also looking to grow the team out some more. So really just focusing on those things. But I do like being at the end of the day, this is my baby, right? I built it from the ground up. So
Yeah.
just keeping an eye and then just making sure that everything is, running smoothly the way it should.
Yeah. Do you have, I'm going to ask you if you have any testimonials that like really stand out to you that you just like it just replays over and over?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
anybody that's had like reached out and like shared their story or anything like that?
Well, we have so many of those types of testimonials, but I'm
Because
gonna say
I've
main.
seen the before and afters and stuff like that on the website. And I like how y'all broke it down with even with like separating it with like the guys and alopecia like that.
Yeah, we have like a lot of really good testimonials, but I'm gonna say one thing that I will never forget. I remember we were still working out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I was toying around with, oh, should we get a warehouse? Because like every nook and cranny of my house is filled with packages and products and all these things, right?
Yeah.
And literally like a day or two later, I remember looking at our comments section on Instagram. I have it saved in my favorites. And it's so funny. This person randomly commented under a post. This person randomly commented under a post that was not even related to a warehouse or anything.
Uh-huh.
And they said, you better get you like they said you better get you a warehouse and be prepared for what's coming. And I was
Mhm.
thinking, I got chills because I was like, how does this person even know that we don't have a warehouse? Like I remember I screenshot the message. I have it somewhere here in my favorites. I was like, how do they know we don't have a warehouse? Like,
Uh-huh.
that's not something that anyone would know. And I remember seeing, and that was my confirmation. And then we ended up getting our first warehouse, which was like 2,500 square feet. And then we outgrew that warehouse within a matter of about 7 to 8 months. So now we're in an 8,000 square foot facility for the past 2.5, 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, but we get so many amazing testimonials, like literally every single day on the website via direct messages. So one of the important things for me is still like my team. We answer every single direct message that we get. We answer all of our comments. Oh, you said it right here. This was July 31st, 2021. Got it right
Oh
here.
my
It says,
gosh.
please get yourself a factory. Your business is getting ready to blow up in ways you cannot begin to imagine. Ensure to give all praises to the Most High, supporting Black forever. And I screenshotted this at the 7 minute mark. And I always
That's
believe that
crazy.
seven is a sign from God. Yep.
I love that. I
Yep.
wanted to ask you, where's your family from?
My family is from New York and Virginia, but my grandmother's from the Bahamas.
Okay. I kind of figured you had some like Caribbean heritage only
Uh-huh.
because like most people who I talk to with brads like this literally like have Caribbean or like African heritage because my family's from Jamaica. So it's like that's kind of like our natural instinct is to go like find what kind of herbs or whatever we could get to, do the things. I was like, I feel like she's probably Caribbean or something. The way her mom just kind of knew, like, let me do my research and go see what's up. I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you this too. What are your thoughts on selling your company, like how people sell their companies, and like would you ever sell your company if the opportunity presents itself?
See, it's so hard because so I think one of the reasons, so actually for the past 2 years now, even since we were a year in, right? Because we have like so much virality and reach online, you
Yeah.
have distributors and people reaching out, oh, we can get you in Target, CVS, all these stores at once. And then even last year, a Black distributor who's in, was it Charlotte? It's in one of the
One of
more
the Carolinas.
one of the Carolinas. And they flew me out and I was all excited for the meeting. And the owner of the distribution company was like, oh, I have a lot of big box stores reaching out, asking if we carry your products because we have all the Black brands. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do it.
Don't
Um,
do it.
yeah, like don't go into retail. He said, if you're profitable online, which we are, he said, don't do it. And I've
Wow.
seen retail and things like that be detrimental to people's companies. So what happens is, right,
Hmm.
unless you have a really good, right, you're doing it very strategically, right, and it is done in the right way, you go into all this mass retail and it costs money, right, to be in retail, and you're also not in control of your supply chain, right?
Yeah.
So people go into a lot of debt, right? So some companies that sell is not that they sell because they want to, it's they sell because they're in debt, right? They need the cash flow to keep the business afloat, or
Hmm.
um so that's not something that I want to do, or so like even at this time we're really just focusing on growing digitally, right, and being in control of our distribution, and owning and building up significant first party data, right, that we
Yeah.
own,
Yeah.
that we own our customers, and that way if we ever do go into retail, we have our own financial stability to be able to handle mass distribution and
Yeah.
things like that, where you're not forced to sell when you really don't want to.
Yeah. But since you're
I
in real estate now,
I think for right, some businesses you get to a certain scale, right? You again, right, what gets you there doesn't always get you there. Sometimes you may need to,
yeah.
in order to continue, let the company continue to thrive. That's a
Yeah.
personal decision for everyone.
Yeah, when I went to the Bask and Lather Instagram page, I have so many people that follow me, I guess, that follow your page. And one of them
Uh-huh.
is like one of my close friends. We literally send each other reels all day, every day. So
Aw.
I DM'd her, I was like, oh, do you use these products? And she
Mhm.
was like, no, not yet, but I've been looking at it for a while. Like I want to start using it. I said, oh, I'm about to interview the founder today. And I was
Aw.
like, she was like, oh, that's great. She's like, one thing you should tell her, she said, tell her that she should not sell her company. That's why I asked you that question. She's like, tell her, do
My
not sell her
customers
company
tell
because
us
she's
that
doing so
all
good.
the
Yeah, she's like, she's doing
time.
so well right now. Her brand is popping. Tell her don't sell her company. So that was from my
Customers
friend's
tell
end.
us that all the time. And another fear, right? Especially being in the Black community, you have something that's made for you, then it gets sold, and you have no control over how it changes or develops from there.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to say. Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's so good right now. You don't want anybody in there tweaking the formula and
Trying to make
you
it
know.
cheaper for production so they can make more profit.
Exactly. Yeah. How have you been balancing all of this? I guess it's getting better, but how do you balance motherhood, being a wife, growing your business and
Building
everything?
out a team.
Yeah.
You just have to build out a team of people that you could, delegate things to, and everything should be really everything happens at once. So
Yeah.
you should have people to help you support everything happening at once.
Yeah. I just had this thought too, since you're in real estate now, maybe you'll have your own like Bask and Lather storefront, like your own storefront, maybe like
I'm not big into storefronts and that overhead. And another thing is,
true.
I think, well, I guess I need to do some more research into average consumer behaviors now, but I don't go into stores at all. I can't tell you the last time I've been, I probably have spent, oh God, about $2,000 at Target in the past month. I haven't been in a
Or
Target,
like you order
right?
your groceries and all of
Ship,
that too.
ship delivery, Instacart, DoorDash,
Yes.
Uber Eats. Because I always think, why would I go spend an hour, 30 minutes driving to a store, hour in the store, waiting online, bagging up my own stuff, and then got to bring it back home and unpack it when,
Uh,
right?
yes.
I don't go into stores
Yeah, the
like
landscape
ever.
is changing.
And even Amazon, like I have an Amazon warehouse 5 minutes from me. I could order now and get stuff between 5 and 10 p.m., right? Um, so I just think of how many people there are like me, right? And when and now when you're ordering online, unless you get suggestions, you are ordering what you know you want,
Right, right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing too that I think about retail. I think it's going to change a lot, continue to change a lot over the next years, as we have more digital things available to us where we're literally getting things, products the same day.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, maybe not. So what do you what's your legacy to be with this brand?
Yes, I think that I just want to, one of the big things I do want to do is like we have a distributor in Ghana of our products. One
Nice.
of the things I do want to continue to do is build distribution relationships globally. And really have the brand be a global brand where everyone that needs it has access to it. And again, for, people to always know that why.
Yeah, for sure.
Why does Bask and Lather exist?
Yes, yes. Is there anything that's coming up next for you that you could share?
Ooh, right now we're about to be in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday trenches.
Yes. Super focused.
Yeah, so that's our focus for right now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, before I let you go, I have to ask you the Friends and Beauty rapid fire questions, which sometimes aren't so rapid because it's like if you want to elaborate, you can. That's totally fine.
Okay.
So, the first one, what are the top three keys to your success so far?
God, diligence, and family. My family whew, wouldn't be here without them.
I love it. How do you measure your success?
I measure my success basically based on I would say like what I've been able to do for others. Like one of my big goals was be able to have a 401k, right? Where my matching my employee contributions. So that was one of my big goals for 2 years ago, which we accomplished. Being able to hire high level 6-figure payroll staff, right?
Mhm.
People with 6-figure salaries. So once I'm able to meet those milestones, right? We're very profitable. We have significant cash flow. We have no investors. Like I'm 100% owner. Those are like we have like literally even the credit cards are paid automatically every month at the 30-day mark. Like those are
Yeah,
the things that mean success for me in Bask and Lather.
I love that. Yes. What is the best advice you've ever received, or like a piece of advice that just always stuck with you?
Oh, so I remember I was interviewing oh, I would say one of the hardest parts of business, right, is not even like the customers are growing the business, is really having good staff and employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a long time to realize that, right? And I remember I interviewed this lady who was a older lady for one of my positions. And I remember her saying, I not only show up every day, I do a good job. Like I'm actually showing up. Like showing up is not just coming to work every day.
Right.
Thinking about all the hell I went through with employees and saying, wow, she's so smart. Because I remember I used to think people were so good, like, oh, they have great attendance and all these things,
But
but
are
they
they
really
doing the
weren't
job?
doing a good job while they were here. So now when I am like evaluating and looking at employees, I'm not looking to see, do you show up to work every day? Are you actually showing up? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yep. What advice would you give to another brand owner right now who is just maybe not seeing the best or the success they thought they were going to see with their brand and they're just like ready to give up and go back to work?
I would say I would just say follow God's guidance. Like if you believe in God, just I feel that I like firmly I make no decision, even if it's like hiring, if it's the next move to make. Like I literally like it has to like when he gives me that peace about it, that's when I'm ready to move, right? When he tells me to move. That way, and that's why I never have fear in my decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Um really just give it to God. Like it's in the Bible that anything that's meant for you, you'll get it without painful turmoil. Certain things too, right? We have to listen to our deep in our hearts and say, is this me or is this God, right?
Yeah.
And if you sometimes you could force things that just not are not meant for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying like there's people who have to like Squid Games, right? How many no's did they get to become this huge mega sensation, right?
Yeah.
But you have to know when to keep persevering. And sometimes you have to know when to stop and refocus on something else. And that's just something you have to figure out within
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that wholeheartedly.
Mhm.
What's a resource that helps you or has helped you in your business that you could share with the friends and beauty community?
I would definitely say if you can, right, get like a mentor or someone. So do you remember back when Clubhouse was popping and you needed
Yeah.
an invitation? I remember getting a Instagram message from one of my classmates from actually middle school, and she wrote me. She was like, "Oh, I have this one invitation left, and I've been busting my brains trying to figure out who to give it to that was going to use it wisely, and I thought of you."
Oh, wow.
She sent me a Clubhouse invitation, and literally a few days later, I saw there was going to be this Clubhouse with two beauty brand owners and a chemist, a cosmetic chemist. Well, now my one of the beauty brand owners, she's been my mentor and now my brand consultant for over 2 years, and the chemist is my chemist.
I love it. See?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm so like Friends of Beauty started off of networking events. I'm like, I love just the whole relationship building aspect of everything and how things come about. I love that. Oh wow. Cool beans. So the last one, I just want you to repeat this statement, fill in the blank, and say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank, whatever you think it is.
Okay. My name is Shaina, and I believe that the key to success and longevity is, well, I have to say it again. Just make sound decisions and let God guide you. Like literally, like I can't say it enough because I can literally, it's just so many times where literally it kind of feels like things fall into my lap or things just happen perfectly. And that's just because that's the way I live my life.
Yep. I love it. Before you go, please share any social media information, website, however you want people to continue to connect with you, the brand, like whatever you want to share.
Yeah, so for the brand Bask and Lather, our handles on all platforms is at Bask and Lather Co. Our website is www.baskandlatherco.com. And then for me personally, my name is Shaina, and you can follow me on Instagram at Shay, SHAYNP, for nurse practitioner, to TOCEO. So Shay, NP to CEO. And then also check out Bask and Lather's YouTube, where my team does a great job of including some YouTube series where we're talking about business and being a woman in business and Black in business. And I dropped some gems there as well.
I love that. Yeah, check out her Instagram, y'all. She's lit. I saw you cutting up on your wedding day. Looks beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Shaina. I really appreciate this. I can't wait to listen back to this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.